Hi guys, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. For those of you who are new, my name's Eva, and for those of you who are coming back, as always, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome to another MLM shit show. Today we are here to talk about GoPro, and you probably know, you may know, that GoPro is created by one of our favorite top network marketing coaches, Eric, and today we're not going to focus on Eric though. I saw this when I was watching Mac Attack's reaction to the GoPro conference, and this was just a little part of it. It's like half an hour where a girl named Emily, and she's a part of this team, she's always at the conferences, she's super close with Eric. This part is just her speaking. When I was watching it, I couldn't believe the shit that was coming out of her mouth, so I had to make this a special video on its own. It's gonna be long, so buckle up, get your coffee. I do have my giant cup of coffee here. That doesn't happen often, it only happens for like super long videos. So yeah, I also just decided that I'm going to record like 6 videos today. I only have 1 so far, so wish me luck with that. I have a business trip coming up, and I hate business trips, and I'm gonna be away for like 6 days completely. I plan things very much ahead, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, let me know down below, do you ever have to take business trips? I hate them. I don't know. I feel like it's so forced to put everyone together in such a long period of time, and you're with them 24/7, and I'm like, does that make sense? I don't know. I'm very angry that I have to go for 6 days. It's mandatory. It is noon, so we're gonna see how many videos I can record before it gets dark, and I do have like 7 hours. So anyway, let me start ranting. I'm gonna put a little disclaimer in here. Let's just get into this video. Oh, and I forgot to say, take a look at the graph. You know, I would really appreciate if you could like, subscribe. It would help me out a lot. As always, I have to beg for likes because that's what we do here on YouTube. But okay, so I just want to include this little part here before we go into her actually speaking. I think this is at the beginning or at the end, I'm not sure, but they play. So this was a virtual conference. This was, I think, in 2020 when everyone was in lockdown. The speakers go onto this stage and it's empty, and the applause that you hear is a fake applause, which is super cringy as well on its own. Oh no, it's virtual GoPro 2021, but it was during lockdown in 2021. And she came in, they played this music, and she started dancing and jumping around just by herself on this stage with fake applause, everyone looking at her through the camera. I just felt secondhand embarrassment. I don't know, I could never. So I'm gonna mute the song because it will get me copyrighted, but let's take a look at it. She's just kind of dancing, and I don't remember what song it was. Something super cringy as well. And some people were dancing, to be fair, you know. Oh man, there's this disco lights as well to create the mood, and she was just jumping around for like a few minutes. Let's just go into the actual video and let's hear what Emily has to say to us.
How many of you are feeling inspired right now? Sherry, are you feeling inspired? Darla, are you feeling inspired? That's beautiful.
Like, Mac made a point multiple times through his video that this applause is fake. So just keep that in mind. Every time when she says something, they press a button to play this fake applause. Let's just let that sink in.
But I have to tell you that being inspired is far different from being transformed. And if you're up for being transformed, I want you to look at me right now, and I can see every single one of you. And I want you to raise your hand if you're up for being transformed. This talk today is all about the point of no return. You see, we've all had times in our life where it is the point of no return. And there's a split moment where you can make a decision that could change your whole life. And getting excited about network marketing is one thing. Signing up for your products and company is one thing. But going all in is a whole different thing. You see, I grew up functionally different than my siblings. Youngest of 3, we were raised by a single mom. For the longest time growing up, I felt like there's got to be something wrong with me. I'm not as smart as my sister. We're 13 months apart. And I remember it vividly when my mom said, "Hey, you're just too close in age. We want to keep you 2 school years apart." And the more I learned, I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not smart enough, right? We all have those deficiencies that we think about us, whether it's education, whether it's the way you look, the way you sound, your beliefs. But those are all just beliefs. At any given time in your life, you can decide to play full out. And that's what I had to do at a young age. I had to show up bigger than other people. I had to show up with more presence. I had to learn how to have more energy. Because otherwise I wasn't seen. Otherwise I was falling behind in school. I could hardly keep up in math class. And what I realized through growing up is I learned a whole heck of a lot by not being the smartest girl in school. Because I learned how to play full out. I learned how to get up at 5 a.m. when I wanted to be on the volleyball team and I wanted to play varsity. I had to work harder. You see, there was a point of no return that got instilled in me as a young girl. And I wonder this about you. I wonder this about you, Nicole. I wonder this about you, Shannon. How many times in your life have you been at that point of no return? But what happens is we retreat back. We constantly retreat back when the transformation is actually when we step through. You see, when I started in network marketing, I said yes. Of course I said yes. Who wouldn't say yes to this profession? But I didn't really decide to lead until my 2nd year in. You see, I was trying as hard as I could at network marketing, I thought. I was doing everything. I was showing up to the calls, I was showing up to the events. But I relied so much on the mentors above me. You know, sometimes when you're surrounded by great people, you start to think you're great, right? Like some of you are surrounded by really great people. But once they leave, are you still great? Think about that. And something happened for me. You see, I was in a pivotal moment of, do I keep going forward with network marketing or do I stop? Because I could hardly pay my bills, and I moved into a studio apartment, and it was so gross. My clothes smelled like my food, okay? It was just like nasty. If anybody's ever lived in a studio apartment, you know what I mean. And I needed a new car. At the time I lived in Minnesota, and it was just a struggle, man.
Okay, I have to say something. As someone who lives in a small apartment, it's not a studio apartment. We do have a bedroom in there in the back, but we don't use it because we had a big flood and the agency didn't care enough to fix up the bed and to fix up the floors after the flood, so we don't use it. I have asthma. I can't be exposed to a lot of humidity, so we literally sleep on this couch. We sleep on that couch, and it's a tiny couch. It's not comfortable. We can't afford to move currently because bills are big, the salaries are the same. Also, the market is awful. Okay? We just can't afford to move. So I'm gonna show you something. That's our little IKEA shelf, and let me show you something. Can you see this? We literally keep some of our clothes there. We have some closets in the bedroom, but we don't have enough space in those closets. So we do keep our clothes in this shelf. My kitchen is right here, and this is the area where we also have to dry our laundry because the tiny room, the tiny bedroom is not big enough. I cook almost every day. And let me tell you, my clothes that is in this shelf, it doesn't smell like food. It smells nothing like food. And we've been living here for like 2 years. years. What the fuck are you talking about? You just open a window while you cook? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. How did she hold, where did she put her clothes? But your clothes are not gonna smell like food if they're in the same room where you cook. So that's just bullshit. But anyway, let's just let her finish.
I was struggling. I was struggling to get up. I was struggling to do my calls. I struggled so much I got another job, and I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up, and I struggled so much with eating. I had food issues, and it was just this, the demons were coming in, man. And I remember vividly, it was snowing, and it was freaking...
The applause is fake. But also, they put on like a somber, sad music on the part where she was opening up about her past and her issues, and just how cringy, fake, manipulative is that to try to get those emotions out of people, get the people to feel sad for her and her story. And mind you, her average story. She didn't say what food issues she had. I'm sorry if she went through something. I've had bulimia and I've had a binge eating disorder before, so I know it's tough. I'm sorry if she went through that. But everything else that she said here, I was never super smart. Well, so was I. Like, what's your point? A lot of people are average. A lot of people are not super smart. Then living in a shitty apartment, again, what the fuck is your point? Look at me. Look at my fucking apartment. Like, it's literally falling apart. So what do? We're keeping our mouths closed. We're happy that we have a roof above our head at least. And we know that better times are gonna come because we're both working hard. We both have full-time jobs and we have side hustles as well. And we know that it's gonna get better eventually. I'm not gonna use my story, my sob story about having a shitty apartment and not having a car. Our car broke down and we can't afford to fix the car either. Oh my god, guys, life is so tough. There's a lot of people who have it a lot worse. So again, like, the sob story is not really a sob story in my opinion. It's just an average, unfortunately, it's an average like person. Like, if you're not super rich, this is probably how you live. I mean, I don't know, at least in Ireland. Anyway, the somber music is just... ugh. I'm gonna try not to interrupt too much because I'm already recording for 17 minutes. So let's just move on.
Freezing in Minnesota. Thank God I don't live there anymore. But I had this moment of, what am I going to do with myself? Who am I gonna become? Because I'm running. And some of you are running. You're running from who God created you to be. You're running from the person that you really love. You're running from your destiny. You're running. And I was running. I wanted to run away. But instead, I decided to move my feet and to take that step forward. And when I did that, it changed everything for me. I started to transform from the inside out. And that is what you're all called to do. You know, it's so funny. The other day I was on a call with a friend of mine in LA. And she said, I'm so motivated. I want to change my life. I'm like, that's great, honey. That's so great. What are your goals? She said, I want to do this charity. And I want to create this business and all these goals. I'm like, that's amazing. You want to change the world. You and every single other beauty queen out there. That's awesome. How are you going to do that? I asked her, how are you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I kind of chuckled. This is what I call hard love. And I said, I don't believe you're ever going to do anything, if I'm going to be honest. Because if you cannot change the square footage around your feet, you are certainly not going to change the world. If you cannot change one person's life, you are certainly not going to make a dent in the universe. You see, you change...
Okay, I gotta say, this is super rude. Like, she's not your actual friend. Like, I get it. Sometimes you have to be honest with friends and sometimes you have to tell them things that they might not want to hear. My bestie and I do that all the time because sometimes we don't do the best life choices, and trust me, But we always tell each other, hey, listen, nicer ways to say that. I would never say to her, or she would never say to me in this tone. If she told me that in that demeanor, like condescending and rude, I'd be like, well, go fuck yourself then. What kind of a friend are you? This is horrible.
Lives, and you change your life 1 square foot at a time, 1 step at a time. That is how you change the world. So many people want more. You're here today because you want more. I know that about you. You are already my people. However, you've got to look at your life right now and all the things you're focused on and all the areas of where your time is going to. And every single time my life gets crazy, and every single year I've grown, okay, I go back to what's called essentialism. You see, when I talk to people and when I'm out there in life, I find that so many people are doing 1,000 things, getting nowhere fast. Okay, they say yes to this commitment and yes to this commitment, and they're spinning. And you heard Eric talk about greatness and what it really takes. And there's this story out there saying you can do it all, you can have everything. And I think that's just complete BS. If you want to be great, you've got to choose. You've got to choose where you put your time. So I love this diagram you can see up on the slide, because the non-essentialist is yes, 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 yes. You know who you are, Veronica. Yes, 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 Fran. But the person who knows what is essential, who knows what they're focused on, they say yes to a few things that matter. Your family, what you're focused on, what's going to build your dreams. And when I knew, hey, I want to make $1 million a year, I was like, okay, a millionaire is worth $500 an hour. So is this activity equivalent to $500 an hour? Yes or yes. I changed the way I made decisions. And this is a few different ways that you can change ways you make decisions as well. Is you can say to yourself, is this supporting where I'm trying to go? Is this supporting my dreams? Does this make sense to where I'm trying to go? And that's how I decide what's a yes and what's a no. It's essential that you figure this out, because after these next 3 days, you are going to be alive, fully charged, ready to go. But then moments later, you could be stumbling on everybody else's agenda. And you say yes to all these things, and they're not going to help you fulfill your dreams. They just won't. So what do you need to leave behind? What do you need to leave behind today to let the old you die and the new you be born? You know, sometimes we just say, God, give me my dreams. Please. I mean, have you ever been praying at night like, can you just do something? Can you cut me some slack here? And you're just waiting. You're waiting. When it says in a really good book that you must move your feet. I will give you more when you move your feet. What are you waiting for? No one is coming to save you. And guess what? If all your dreams came true right now, in your current state of mind, your current body, you would F it up in 5 seconds. Because you have to change. God will only change you if you change you. And the way we change is through action, my friends. That is how we change. So what must you leave behind? Is it your upline? Do you rely way too much on your upline? Are you just like banking on them for every call? You're waiting for them to motivate you? Let me jump on the team call so they can motivate me. That ain't gonna last long, I tell you that. What must you leave behind? Is it a boyfriend? Do you have a loser boyfriend? And you really need a man friend who can then become a husband? Do you need to leave behind your friends, your drinking buddies? For real. Have you ever noticed when you stop drinking, they no longer call you? Have you ever noticed that? You see, because they're only comfortable with you when they're intoxicated and you can all be losers together. I know this is hard. I know it is. But what must you leave behind? Settling for a mediocre life that you complain about every single day so you can live a great...
Okay, I gotta say, like, this lady is unhinged. Like, what the fuck are you saying? You have to leave behind your loser boyfriend. What does that even mean? And your friends, oh, God forbid that you go out with your friends and you drink with them to relax like once a week. I mean, I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in like more than 2 years at this point. But like, if that's your thing, if that's the way you relax with your friends, as long as you're not overdoing it, there's nothing wrong with going out and having fun with your friends. Why is she implying that if you're drinking, you're a loser?
Life? Only you can answer that. So what must you leave behind, and then what must you do? That's my question for you. Some of you are willing to share what you must leave behind. I gotta tell you, when you get the courage to leave stuff behind that no longer serves you, that doesn't really fulfill your soul, and you're using it to numb yourself out, that's when you move forward. And you start to realize, I was given all of these amazing gifts from my Creator. I feel so much better when I'm surrounded by people that are like-minded. I feel so much better when I really focus on what's essential to me. And I'm moving forward to the things that matter most to me and not far away. And when this happens, let me tell you, people will look at you and they will say, who is Brenda? Oh yeah, I once knew her. She's changed a lot. Who is Sandy? She's really changed. People look at me and they say, who is Emily? Who does she think she is? And I say, I know exactly who I am. And I like to joke that the black sheep of the family eventually becomes the goat. I like to joke about that. Because it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how smart you are. None of that matters. What matters is that you say yes and you cross the line. The point of no return. And if you trust me, if you are open, I want to walk you through something that changed my life. If you'll stand up right now. This is what I like to call a defining moment in my life and in your life. This is for you. This is not for me. I want you to close your eyes. And I'm taking you into a dark room. We are in a dark room, my friends. It is pitch black, and it is only you. Now I want you to look over your left shoulder. And a spotlight is shining down. And I want you to keep your eyes closed. And when you see that spotlight shine down, you see those that love you. You see your children. You see them look you in the eyes. They're looking up at you and they're saying, Mommy, Daddy, go, do it. You see your loved ones, you see your family. And they say, why don't you move? Why don't you move forward? I believe in you. The spotlight turns off. You look to your right, and there's now a new spotlight. And it's shining down on your business partners. It's shining down on a man who's praying at his bedside for a solution. He's praying and he's saying, help me, help me. God, send me an angel, send me an angel. The spotlight goes away. You look behind you and you see everything you hate. You see your dead-end relationships. You see the living room you'd wanted to redo for 10 years. You see the getting up early. You see the job you can't stand. You see the limiting beliefs. You see the addiction that you're trying to beat. You see everything that you cannot stand, your old life. The spotlight goes away. Look forward. You see out in the distance, there's a light shining down. It's far away, but you can see it. Close your eyes, you can see it. What do you feel? You see it, and you see your dream life. You see money coming in. Money's not an issue. How do you feel? You see your kids so proud of you. They're so proud of you. They say, that's my dad. That's my mom. They help people. How does that make you feel? You see yourself living by design. You feel bold. You feel courageous. You feel confident. You don't limit yourself. There's no limits. How does that make you feel? But the light starts going away. It's going away. And you suddenly feel a rubber band around your waist. You feel a rubber band and it's pulling you back. It's pulling you backwards. And you're like, no, what's going on? It's trying to pull you to your past. It's trying to pull you back to this old identity. And you feel it and you don't want to go there. You don't want to stay where you are. You want to move forward. So what you must do is break the rubber band. You've got to break it, and this is a moment. This is your moment. You have to break the band. So feel the rubber band. You feel it. Feel it on your body. Feel it on your stomach. And on the count of 3, if you are bold, if you are ready, you got to rip that rubber band off. Do it with me. 1. It's going away. You are not retreating. 2. And when I say 3, you step forward. 3, step forward. Step forward. Rip it off. Rip it off. Pull it off. This is your new life. You are not going back. You are not going back. Welcome to your new life. This is your home. This is where you belong. Focus on this. Moving forward, moving your feet forward. This, my friends, is where you belong. People are waiting for you. You are designed for so much more than how you're living. You are called. And it is time for you to live your greatest life. Not my life, not Eric's life, not Marina's life. Your life, however you want it. I want you to celebrate with me. I want you to celebrate and dance wherever you are. Grab your kids, grab your cat, grab your dog. This is one of my favorite songs. Because your life is the greatest show. Your life is the greatest show. Feel it, embrace it. Let's do this together. Right? You ready?
And this is where the dance that we saw at the beginning happened. This is terrible. Like, this is brainwashing 101. That thing at the end, it's just so disgusting. First of all, she shared her little sob story. She's the one that also said, people share trashy photos on Instagram. You're not classy. just because you're bashing other girls that are posting a type of photo on Instagram that you don't like. There's nothing classy about that, but she likes to pose as a very classy, super rich woman, whatever, super successful. Yeah, she's successful. She's earning money off of multi-level marketing, or recruiting, should I say, in my opinion. But these people, oh, like, welcome to your life. This is your new life. Like 99% of those people are losing money, and you are using their children, their family as, go mom, go dad, do it. I believe in you, when you know that 99% of them are just going to keep losing money and are never going to get to the top of this business. And that whole thing at the end was very cultish, in my opinion. It was very disturbing for me to watch and listen to that. And again, implying you're dead end relationships, who doesn't support you in this business, you need to leave them behind to be successful, which is, again, it's just so problematic that you're implying that if your partner is not supporting you, it's a dead-end relationship and you need to leave them behind. That is so problematic. I just don't know what else to say about this, honestly. It was terrible to watch. Let me know down below what you think about that, because I think I'm out of words. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that up here because, like I said, I need to record like at least 4 more videos, and it's 1 o'clock now almost, and I have to have lunch, and my laundry's finished. Again, I cook here, I dry my laundry here. If you open up a window while you're cooking, and if you have a dehumidifier, your clothes are not gonna smell like your food. That's just bullshit. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Please click that like and subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. As always, thank you to all of you nice people who are supporting me. I really appreciate you. If you're not coming from my social media, feel free to check me out. I'm gonna leave my Instagram down below in the description box. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.